Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So, thank you for joining today's session. So, I will be taking the summary part. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. So, I'll just share my screen so you can start. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So thank you all the devotees for morning session today. Uh, this is, any idea how do we remove this top thing? Because it's always blocking the top portion of the laptop.
No, you can go to on the top, the three dots will be there. You just click on it and you see like hide meeting controls.
Hide floating meeting control. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so basically, so today we will be covering the summary part, Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, third chapter, 15 and 16 shlokas. So when I was actually going through it, I was wondering why Maharaj is taking two shloka. And when I had gone through it, then there was a very wonderful context Maharaj was putting here. So we will just try to set up the context of these two verses, and then we'll go both the verses. Okay, the summary what Maharaj has given. So we know that Srimad Bhagavatam is actually the dialogues. There are two parallel, actually there are multiple, but there are two personalities, Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. They are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. In the audience, there is one personality named Sutta Goswami, and the Sutta Goswami actually narrating the entire discussion, what has happened, to some year later with the Shaunaka Rishi and so many other sages. So Shaunaka Rishi and Sukadev, Sutta Goswami is that one, the pair, and they are actually discussing what happened between these two people. What was the conversation took place between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami. We all know that. Okay. So so what happened that Parikshit Maharaj will ask question that what are the duties of a person who is about to die and people in general. So uh, uh, Sukadev Goswami, he actually gave the entire all the answer in in the first canto, second canto, and all these chapters. So now what he is doing here that in this particular chapter, from chapter 1 throughout until this shloka number, that's 15 and 16, right? Until 14. So uh, Sukadev Goswami actually is giving the again summary of the previous chapters, what he has discussed. He's mainly talking about that the people who are about after the material enjoyment, they approach the demigods. Those who have nothing to do with material attachment, they will go for the spiritual fulfillment. They will go to Lord Vishnu, Lord Shri Krishna, and they also along with they also go with the association of the devotees. That is has been spoken. Now, at this point in time, Shaunaka Rishi, who is having dialogue with Sutta Goswami, something clicks in his mind. He said that, okay, now Sukadeva Goswami is giving the summary. He's answered all the questions to the Parikshit Maharaj. But I don't think they have stopped here. Okay. He says that something else might be going to happen because Sukadeva Goswami is a very ardent, he is a very eager person. He is very eager to hear about Lord Shri Krishna. Parishit Maharaj. And Sukadeva Goswami, he is very expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. Okay. So that's very deadly combination. That the one personality who is very much eager into this hearing about Krishna Katha, and the other personality is very expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. So it means that definitely something more might be going on. Something more they want, some discussion definitely about Lord Krishna might have taken place. And we want to hear that. We want to hear more and more about it. O Sutta Goswami, please narrate to us, please explain to us what is happening. After this question answer is done, I think definitely there's more discussion might be happening about Lord Shri Krishna. And Maharaj says that these two verses are actually the theme of the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. So, how this eagerness is there by Shaunaka Rishi, and how this eagerness is also there with Parikshit Maharaj, that much, such way, that way, we should have the eagerness. We should want, or we should like to hear the Bhagavatam again and again and again. That's Maharaj will say it. He will say the same thing. We should hear Srimad Bhagavatam again and again and again. That eagerness we should have, how Shaunaka Rishi and how Parikshit Maharaj is there. So in this shloka, the glorification of Parikshit Maharaj is there, the one who is eager. So I'll just go with the translation. Maharaj Parikshit, the grandson of the Pandavas, was from his very childhood a great devotee of the Lord. Even while playing with dolls, he used to worship Lord Krishna by imitating the worship of the family deity. So that's the glorification of Maharaj Parikshit, the one who is a very eager person. And then the person who is expert into Krishna consciousness, Sukadev Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, was also full in transcendental knowledge and was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, son of Vasudeva. So there must have been discussion of Lord Krishna, who is glorified by great philosophers, and the very important phrase Maharaj highlights here, in the company of great devotees. It means the Krishna Katha, we should hear the Krishna Katha from the devotees only. Okay. So, so here we see that Maharaj Parikshit, he was, when Maharaj Parikshit was in his adulthood, the Pandavas and Lord Krishna, they had left this planet. Okay. But since those pastimes just recently they had been concluded, so he had the great opportunities to hear about Lord Krishna and his devotees and the Pandavas, all of these pastimes from all his the relatives or friends who were present that time. Similarly, I was hearing in the commentary by Purijan Prabhu. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada, he just left this planet and his disciples are here with us. And so we should take, and still, and we don't know like for how many more years we will be having their physical association, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So we should take the advantage whenever we have the advantage to hear, to associate with all these great personalities of Srila Prabhupada's disciples and hear more about the Krishna Katha. Uh, yeah, so that one, yeah. So now in this shloka, uh, yeah. So Maharaj Parikshit, the grandson of the Pandavas, was from his very childhood a great devotee of the Lord. So now here we see Maharaj was explaining this verse and he was more going into the parenting part. So Maharaj Parikshit was like obviously in his womb, in mother's womb, he saw Lord Krishna face to face. And when he came out, he was having the association of those all the people who would narrate Krishna's pastimes to him. So, and he will imitate the worship of the family deity. And Jiva Goswami, he will further explain in the purport that he will also imitate the pastimes of Krishna. Okay, so he was already a devotee, and then he would do this. He will imitate because he might have seen his elders doing this worship of the deities, and he will also hear the Krishna Katha, so he will imitate them. So likewise, Srila Prabhupada says in the purport that he's giving the reference, he's giving the example of his own childhood. He's giving the example of Bhaktisiddhanta, his own spiritual master, and the Mirabai of Rajasthan, that there is a similarity in their childhood. All of them were actually given one nice environment by their parents so that they can have some relationship, some connection with Lord Sri Krishna. So that is something that uh, Maharaj was saying, that as a parents, we should also take care. We should provide the conducive environment, and not only that, we should uh, also play the role model. We should also be role models for the children. Sometimes we can the children, they take the inspiration from the parents. Sometimes they can take the inspiration from their, like, if apart from the parents, they also take the inspiration from the devotees, from this uncles and aunt. So not only our own children, there is also, we can also help the children who are from other devotees or relatives, etc. So this role model is something Maharaj was very particular about it. Then Maharaj talks about uh, yeah. Mm. Okay. So then Maharaj talks about the second shloka, that what is that? So about the Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami. So as he mentioned here that Sukadev Goswami was very expert into Krishna consciousness, and Maharaj Parikshit was very eager person. But both of them were having the same qualification. They will, both of them will fall in the same category. So what is that same qualification? They both were the attachment to Krishna was there in both the case. So that is something Maharaj appreciated here, and he also highlight that, okay, one is there in the royal order. He was a king. The other one was a sannyasi, but the attachment to Krishna was there on this. The qualification was same in both of them, and that's the so that is something which is required. Uh, yeah. So then Maharaj came with the question and answer, and there were three questions were asked. So one question was like very Maharaj gave a very brief answer. The first question was um, so Maharaj actually quoted one shloka that Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So somebody was saying, okay, so Maharaj was saying that Bhagavata Sevaya means one should uh, do service to book Bhagavata or person Bhagavata. So somebody was saying, okay, should we only refer to Srimad Bhagavatam? So Maharaj was saying, no, whichever scripture which talks about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it could be Chaitanya Charitamrita, it could be Bhagavad Gita, all of them, it falls under the same category of Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. So now the other two questions were very interesting, and I was very much felt connected to those two questions. The first question was that how to nurture the eagerness. Okay, sometimes like it is the eagerness I find more, sometimes it is less. So what is the reason for up and down, and how to nurture that eagerness? So Maharaj, as usual, he will quote from the Shastra. So he will earn Shastra and previous acharyas. So Maharaj, to answer this question, Maharaj says that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says that This unsteadiness in this bhakti is due to the impurity of the heart. Okay, so it's basically there is a, we see the up and down. That is because there is impurity in the heart. And why there is impurity in the heart? That we are in contact with this the material existence for quite some time. So due to the contact of material existence, the impurities are there. Okay, and how we can cure this impurity? Maharaj said that Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya means we should serve the devotees, we should serve the, and we should hear and hear Bhagavat regularly and apply in our own life. Uh, then Maharaj will further, he will explain that uh, there has to be spiritual absorption when we doing daily sadhana, quantity and quality. Those two things are required. Along with that, we should try to be away from the material enjoyment. So with these two things, Maharaj says that the eagerness, we can very easily nurture this eagerness in us. Then some other Mataji, she asked that, okay, uh, that I have, that I feel that there is eagerness is there in me, but there is no absorption. Okay, so absorption is missing. What to do? So the Maharaj will refer to Madhurya Kadambani, and he will he will give the answer from that. The reason for that is there are two things: raga and, yeah, abhinivesha. So yeah. So Maharaj says that there are two things, raga and abhinivesha. So what is raga? Raga means that there is a affinity towards something particular to something in the material context. And abhinivesha means the general affinity to material things. Okay. And or you want to be comfortable in the material existence. So raga and abhinivesha, these are the two things. Because of that, we are uh, having the eagerness, but the absorption is missing. Okay. So the Maharaj gives the example that just like we are, sometimes we feel there is a hunger for a meal, but then there is a illness in the body. And because of the illness in the body, some, and I may not know what is the illness is. I'm not aware of the illness in the body, but hunger is there, but I can't eat it. Okay, or I don't feel nourishment. So Maharaj says that what is the remedy for this? Be more attentive in the spiritual practice. Okay, and just try to and he just says, keep it simple. Just go on for the nourishment of the spiritual subject. Be attentive to the spiritual practice. Just continue faithfully. So with these things, slowly we'll find that there is absorption along with the eagerness. So 650, maybe one or, yeah. Uh, Maharaj will also give some encouragement while he's talking about this parenting part. So he says that there is a Nitya Siddha or there is Sadhana Siddha. So Nitya Siddha means Parikshit Maharaj. Okay. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he himself is putting under the category of Sadhana Siddha. Uh, Obviously, we know he's a Nitya Siddha, but he's taking the humble position and putting himself under the Sadhana Siddha category. But whatever Nitya Siddha or Sadhana Siddha, okay. But end of the day, uh, the parents, they have to play the role of providing this they have to play a role model and provide this conducive environment to their children. So that was one more point. There are a couple of more points, but I think 650. Okay, we can pause here for this for today, and maybe if there is a questions or comment. Yes, Sharvari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. It was a nice summary. The comparative analyses that you gave, they were very nice. Particularly that one I liked, where you gave the example of Parikshit Maharaj when he was there. The Krishna and his grandfather Arjun and their family, they were not there. So he was listening about them, knowing about them through his family members, the next generation, and direct information he was getting. So same way, Maharaj being the direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and we are lucky and fortunate to have his association occasionally. So we should try to increase that association as much as possible so that we can also get the direct information about our founder Acharya. Apart from that, your other comparisons were also very nice regarding your parenting tips and all. So I liked it. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Any further comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the very good session. I mean, summarizing the Maharaj lecture is very difficult and like literally impossible for us. But yes, it was very nice effort from your side. One question I was just thinking when you were actually stressing about the parenting, um, I completely agree that as a parent we have to be role model as um, this is what is our responsibility. We have been sent with this responsibility if kids are in our way of life. But then, should we do it with the result in the mind that I'm impacting it or I am creating an impression or something like that, or it is just a way of life without thinking who is getting impacted or not?
Mm. Thank you, Mataji, for this nice question. I will try to attempt it. Recently, I was in my hometown and I went to one gym because the gym was owned by my co-brother and my sister-in-law. So they just opened the gym and it was a nice gym. And then say, okay, why don't you come? So I went there. So and I was having Tilaka and Kantimala. So there was a receptionist and she saw me and then she said, are you from ISKCON and everything? And she had took some interest, little bit interest in about ISKCON and I explained to whatever. Then I went home and then I inquired about that receptionist from my sister-in-law. Who is she? Where does she stay and everything? And she said that, okay, she's staying at so and so particular colony. In that colony, I got to know that there is one devotee staying and he's about to start the program. Then I told my sister-in-law that you please take her contact or like whenever the program will start, I will let you know. You please inform her so that she can actually attend the program. Then my sister-in-law she said, ah, okay, so you want to make her devotee as well, is it? And then I said, it is not we make that someone devotee. It is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the acharyas. Their mercy is something. We are from us, so we cannot make anybody a devotee. We just can put our effort, give some nice environment. End of the day, it is between Lord Krishna and that particular soul who will make the devotee or not, or whether they take it or not take it further. So with that mood, we take care of children. Is then I think the that anxiety of that my child should be at that level or should become great devotee. That anxiety we will be free from anxiety, and the children will also will not feel a pressure about it. the second part is that we should not take everything on our own shoulder. We have wonderful communities. We have spiritual uncles and aunties, especially in Bangalore. We have, and wherever we go, wherever there is ISKCON, the children will definitely find they'll find peers, the other children. They will find the other uh, devotees, parents who take care of them as if their own children. So in this community, also is something is there. So let's not keep everything on our own shoulder. We have the community at large, and at the same time, we just are in the mood of assistance to this particular soul who is at my child, my son or my daughter, to see how further he can take up. He can go on the path of his or her relationship with Krishna. So with that thing, with that approach, Mataji, definitely we will see the better result. That is my understanding, Mataji. Please feel free to correct me or other devotees if they can share.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you. I'm clear. I'm clear with what you have given me. So my only doubt was um, it's there are very thin lines between things. We don't even understand. We are not even able to understand when we cross the line from here to there, at least in the intentions. And we we understand, we know that we don't have to take responsibility, but we start taking responsibility on our shoulders. So that is what I want to prevent, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Your question is very subtle. I will request some other devotees to share their thoughts. Thank you, Mataji, for this question. Wonderful question. Anyone devotee would like to help? Rishyam Prabhu or Kumar Mataji, Pranavala Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, Mataji, last year I asked the same question to Prashanta Mataji when she had come. So I was telling I'm over controlling my children, and it becomes very difficult after some stage. And she told this theoretically, all of us can understand that Krishna is a controller, and we cannot expect or we cannot become the controller, but still we do it. And this can be changed only when we hear a lot and our intelligence is aligned with the soul. So the best solution is hear a lot and practically understand that Krishna is the controller. When we are theoretically understanding, it will still be difficult. But this is what she told me, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. One small point here that this mood of controllership is okay, at least in me it is there. So, but then I see that it is checked when I give this controllership of my own to somebody else, to my spiritual master or some other senior devotees. So then, no, I get the better understanding. What does it mean? And when someone is there, so if I put myself under care of somebody else, then I can take care of someone who is under my care. And that's something which I have feeling, no realization because I'm far from it. But this is something which helped me. Any other devotees would like to add somebody? Shamkund Prabhu, any thought from your side?
Um, I'd like to echo all that all of you have said. With regard to with regard to something about children, there are several people who help in the growth of a child. One is definitely the parents, and usually the parents are the stressed out set of folks. And therefore, grandparents, the uncles, all that whom you said, Prabhu, they all play a role. Um, Culture plays a major role, and culture is built on the basis of habits, a proper understanding of scriptures, and appropriately viewing those very same examples in others. And it so happens that for each generation, if you have to grow, maybe we'll be able to give only a little bit, but others will be able to give also some more. But the next generation can always pick up on that. Like we may have assimilated, say, 10%. And when we try to give that 10%, the next generation will take this 10% from us, they'll take another 10% from others, and they become 20%. So it's very important, I feel, that um, knowledge is important. Culture is also the equally important stuff. And with this, which we learn culture from the behavior of Mahatmas, souls who are surrendered to Krishna. Uh, and we should not stop at that at all. We have to go with that uh, culture. That's all to add.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Sonali Mataji, raise your hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So I have a doubt here, not doubt, question here. Ki how to differentiate between the guidance and if somebody is controlling us? Like, so if I consider myself as a student, then how to differentiate whether the person is trying to control me or whether the person is guiding me? And same rule is applicable to kids. Like sometimes kids feel that parents are trying to control, but it is actually for their betterment and kind of a guidance, like as a parent. So, yeah.
It's the same question what I was asking, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Once I heard in some parenting seminar, I think, that if you give the option to the child, we should cleverly give the not doable thing should not be one of the options. But if they are given a choice to pick the correct path, 99% out of 100, they may pick the right thing that you want them to do. But if they are not given any options, if you say you have to wear this yellow shirt only, or or something like that, then they feel that they are being controlled and manipulated. They don't like to obey you. So the cleverness is that we discuss the things, why the pros and cons uh, of what if they do like this, what will happen in the, what will be the result of it. Sometimes we need to be, supposing they are not studying, and they sometimes we need to be even little bit detached to make them get the result once less than optimal, and by themselves they will learn their lessons if they don't learn by advice. So having a control but not making them feel oppressed, that is the striking a balance. That is what I heard in that seminar, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
And
Sorry,
Prema
Sudha Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah. I think I couldn't understand your question, and I think I wanted a little more clarification. So I
Yes, yes,
just
yes,
asked
sorry. I
this.
was happy. No need to say sorry. I was happy that you also had the same question, Mataji.
Yeah.
So that was my happiness because when I said so, And one more way I understood. Actually, my question was not only for our kids, basically, over the general guidance, not just my kids. And one way I tried to understand, it's not that I understood, but I tried to understand that if I have given guidance or some good advice to me and the neighbor's kids, or someone whom I know, or whom I can actually give advice, and both are not doing, so is my reaction is same for both? If the other person is not doing, it doesn't ache my heart, it doesn't give me pain literally coming from the soul. But if my child is not doing something good or what I want my child to do, it feels like it is paining my soul itself, not the body. Is there any difference? So that is how I try to understand that if I am not trying to control and if I'm trying to guide, then my reaction should be same, whether it is my kid or other whom I have given advice. So is it right or wrong? I don't know.
Yeah, my question was a little like it was about particularly me. If I hear the same advice or same statement from two different people, the one whom I know and whom I love, and the other one maybe I don't love that much. So I take it these two the same thing, but I'll take it these two statements in a very opposite way. One, I sometimes consider it as a somebody is trying to control me, and the other one, the other statement, which is same statement, which is coming from the one whom I love, I consider it as the person is guiding me. So this was my uh, like this is what happens with me.
Yes, yes, Mataji. So in one of the parenting seminar, so it was there that we say that the children don't listen to us. Then he said, the person who was giving, do we actually listen to the children? So mostly, so we see that most of our conversation with children, we see even Nityanand Pran Prabhu also highlighted that it's mostly no, don't do this, don't go there. He said, I want to eat this. No. I want to go there. No. So the children hear more of no or don'ts from the parents. So one thing which helped me is that slowly when I started converting this no's into yes. Okay, there are a few demands. Papa, I want to, I'm not feeling like sleeping now. Can I just relax chat? Okay, fine, half an hour, only little bit delay. So, I mean, this is a small example. So when those no's into yes, I started listening to, or I started saying yes to what he says, to some the demands, I found that the relation become very smooth. And then I found that my child is also, slowly started listening to what I'm trying to say. That is some very superficial tip, Mataji, but that helped me to a great extent. Okay, so it's getting 7:10. Maybe some devotees, some other questions or point they want to highlight. Okay, if there is nothing much, we'll conclude here. Pancha kalpatarubhasya kripasindhuvayocha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namah. Thank you for joining today. We'll again connect Monday. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.